Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's episode on all the physical releases coming to the Switch. We're in the final week of March 29th until April 2nd, Monday to Friday. Retail, low print and imports, plus our community spotlight, and due to a lack of games this episode, I'm giving you a double feature. I'm treating you to a dose of all the upcoming tasty imports. Grab a coffee, let's take a look. We want to thank our sponsor of this Physicals episode, Marvelous Europe, for their release of Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olive Town. This game released last week and is the latest in the much-loved Story of Seasons franchise. This release has a standard edition as well as a collector's edition, which our man Juan got a hold of. It's a nice little package, as you can see, very much worth the price of admission. Inside you get a wonderful looking box with some trading cards for all your favourite characters, an A3 poster, a super cute notebook, and of course the game itself. Don't miss out on this. Once it's gone, it's gone. For what you're getting for the slightly higher price, it is definitely worth it. And we can't wait to see it shown off in our community spotlight. Many thanks to Marvelous Europe for sponsoring this episode of Let's Get Physical. Now, there's not a whole lot of games releasing this week. If I was to quantify it, it would be the magical sum of bugger all. But Bladed Fury is possibly getting its European physical release this week. This was released in North America last week. It's an action game. I've talked about it already. That's really it for retail, but I do want to give a quick update on Hotshot Racing, the European release. In Europe, it is on a cartridge, except in the UK and Germany, where it is a code in a box. What's gone on there? That is fascinating. Apparently, it was the retailer's choice in respective countries, probably down to the cheaper price. So yeah, if you're in the UK or Germany, maybe better to import from other European countries. Let's jump into the low prints. Etherborn has been up for pre-order on I Am 8-Bit on their website. This is an artsy looking puzzle adventure game which looks exactly like the kind of game I Am 8-Bit do. You are a translucent being running around an Escherian style world trying to move the path in your favor. It could be a good one, but I suspect this brain-teasing game is best when it's actually in your hands rather than in a trailer, because the trailer didn't sell me on it. I mean, it's a puzzle game. It needed more like murder and explosions, or there was no robots inside. What's going on? Alright, let's jump into our bonus feature this week, the upcoming imports. Yes, not just for this week, but for the next few months. These are the ones that have grabbed my eye and I would like to tell you about, and it's these I presented to our executive producers for their pick of the week. Remember, if any take your fancy and you'd like to import them for yourself, then there are import links below in the description and the pinned comment. It helps support this little series so ever so much. We love you guys and your support is just amazing. Thank you. In return for using our links, you can also get a very nice 5% off any physical item from PlayAsia when checking out if you use the coupon code SwitchWatchTV while checking out. It's all one word, SwitchWatchTV, and you can get 5% off your order. The Neo Geo Pocket Collection Volume 1 is supposed to be available, or is it? That is the question. Here you get 10 classic games in the highly underappreciated handheld device. Gal Fighters, which I reviewed, Sam Show 2, King of Fighters Round 2, Last Blade, Fatal Fury, SNK vs Capcom, a double helping of Metal Slug, Dark Arms, which I've never heard of before, and Big Tournament Golf, which I think must be Neo Turf Masters, right? Only 6 of these are currently available digitally. Anyways, this Asian version does have English. I know this is going to get a limited run release at some point. They've basically admitted it but not officially announced it yet. Interestingly, this was put up for pre-order on PlayAsia and Amazon Japan, but mysteriously got taken down. I don't know what's going on there. If it reappears, I'll put the link below. I also got a lot of messages asking about Ninja Gaiden Trilogy, an import exclusive with English. It seems you guys are excited about it, and I am somewhat too. So yeah, if you want all 3 Ninja Gaiden games on one cartridge together with English, then check out the Asian and Japanese physical release. Europe and America are getting a digital only version, but I'm definitely getting the physical import, even if these games may be way too difficult for me to handle. You just can't say no to a ninja, right? There is a bit of a wait. This is being released sometime in June, so you can get your pre-orders in now. And Alolan Jojo, Boombox Punky Dooster, and J-Crod 7776, it's their pick of the imports. Island is an upcoming visual novel. We've got a review lined up for this one, but it's safe to say if you fancy a nice mystery, suspense, this will be a good one for you. It has English, and there's been no word of a Western release, although I guess it is possible in the future, who knows. April 8th for this one. Stay tuned for our review in the coming weeks. Muse Dash is a brilliant rhythm game full of life and colour, great songs and plenty of content. Check out James's review for more info on this. This should have English according to Play Asia's listing, which was recently updated to say that. I'm well up for this one and I can't wait for it. I love rhythm, I love the colourful art style, I'm definitely getting this. There's a standard edition as well as a really amazing looking collector's edition as well. And Alyssa and Jonathan Rumor, it's their import pick. Saga Frontier Remastered is the one that I am most hyped about. If I had a pick of the week, it would be this one. I cannot wait to delve into this delicious JRPG adventure that eluded European shores back in the day. This is a classic game in the Saga series following multiple protagonists. Like the series often is, it's very idiosyncratic in the way it goes about, but that just makes me more excited to play it. It's looking gorgeous on the Switch as well, and I'm hoping to get a review in for this one. It's out digitally mid-April, but maybe the physical will be a little bit after, so have some patience, guys. Rolling Gunner plus Overpower is a shooter. It was supposed to be released in the West by Physicality Games before their funding failed. This Japanese release hasn't 100% confirmed to, have English, although the eShop suggests that it should. This is also highly likely to get a low print release in the West. In fact, I'm pretty confident it will. Fight of Animals. Well, how does one top Fight of Gods? Well, you take the gods out of it and replace them with animals. Animals are better than gods, that is a fact. This one actually has English too. This is a schlocky fighter, which is more about the memes and the quality. How can I resist the memes? April 22nd for this one. Atelier Mysterious Trilogy is a top tier upcoming import. This is 3 Atelier games in one, 3 cute charming JRPGs that any fan of the genre should own. It even includes brand new content and is the only way to own these games physically on the Switch in English. You'll want the South Asian version, not the Chinese or Japanese. And there's even a couple of collector's editions if you really want to splash the cash. April 22nd, and God of Resin, it's his pick of the imports. Grisaia Phantom Trigger 1-5 contains 5 bite-sized episodic visual novels, each about 3 hours or so a pop. This presents a decent amount of storytelling. I've not played these before, but according to the visual novel community, they're pretty good. Star Renegades is probably getting a physical release in the West, although it's not currently announced. I think the paperwork is sorted, just need to wait for the official announcement. Anyways, on April 28th, this is getting a physical release in Japan with English. So if you fancy a badass looking RPG roguelike strategy mix, then look no further. And Gannica's Dane Wilkinson are not looking any further because it's their pick of the imports. EDF World Brothers. God, I miss classic game rooms so much. What happened? Anyways, this got a physical release in Japan, although that did not have English. While there's been no word of a Western release as of yet, there is going to be an Asian physical version that does have English. While not the best game in the series, it's an interesting new take, and you can get this physically in English on April 30th. The Wonder of Frankenstein's Creature is a beautiful looking title, a narrative infused puzzle game. I don't know a whole lot about this one, but it is very artsy and will have a standard edition as well as a collector's edition from Kosen, which includes a bag, notepad, soundtrack CD and digital art book. May 20th, and Brent McLean and Santa Tartaruga have chosen this as their pick of the imports. Clannad Side Stories is getting a physical release in Japan, the 3rd game in the Clannad universe to do so. Like the others, it also includes English. While not as accomplished as the original story, it is still one for those who can't get enough Clannad in their life. May 20th. Wing of Darkness is a much delayed game. It was supposed to be out already, but needing polish, it was pushed back to June 3rd. This aerial shooting simulation looks pretty badass and I can't wait. There's a standard edition as well as a collector's edition which comes with a nice box, soundtrack, pins, crest, acrylic figurine, stickers, fan book and a secret item. Ooh, mysterious. And this is Alexander Cato's pick of the imports. Supermash is releasing on June 24th in Japan with English. This is a fairly cool looking game whereby you choose 2 different game genres, combine them together and out comes a weird combination. I've heard this is really quite good, unique, and has a surprisingly good story to it. There is a standard edition as well as a collector's edition with a keychain, notepad, soundtrack CD, and digital art book. Blaster Master Trilogy is releasing in Japan on July 29th. Now, people have been wanting me to talk about this for ages, and I was going to, but I felt I had to wait since English has not been 100% confirmed, even though I think it is likely. The Japanese digital versions have English, but this is a new build of the game, so it's not like one-to-one with the older releases. Hopefully it does have English though. It would be incredibly shitty if it didn't. I'd say that this may get a Western release in the future, but nothing is announced as of yet. There is an English language website, but I don't know if that's for the Southeast Asian version release or Western. I don't know, but we'll have to see. One recently announced is Leofil's brand new Asian exclusive release, Quest of Dungeons. This may have a generic name, but this is definitely a distilled dungeon crawling roguelike, laid back, bite-sized, yet still packing a decent amount of content. April 13th for this one. Bakumatsu Renka Shinsengumi Jinchuu Houkoku no Shi is an upcoming otome visual novel with English. I have no idea about it, but it's coming. It's coming. Fatal 12 is a bit of an uncertainty. There's a physical listing for this on PlayAsia, but I've been told the game's website mentions it may be download only as a release. So we'll have to see about this one. It's worth keeping an eye on since it's a beautiful looking Yuri visual novel. It has a battle royale flavor to it. No, not in the gameplay, in the story. I mean, I'm sold, mainly because of this lady right here. They got me good. Silver Star Japan Tables Games is an import for only the most completionist of English language collector. In this collection of 4 cheaply made tabletop games, only one of them has English, and it's the incredibly naff looking chess game. The 2 card games and the Mahjong game do not have English. Like I said, ain't no one buying this apart from probably like insane people. I'll probably get it. Of course, I need to give a shout out to the long-delayed SeaBed from PlayAsia, another Yuri visual novel. Hopefully one day this will see the light of day. And of course, they still have Sense, a cyberpunk ghost story on track for release soon enough. And no import list would be complete without the pinnacle of imports so far on the Nintendo Switch. A code in a box of Djungarian Story. I mean, look at that. You look at that cover art and you say no to it. You can't. And also, one of the screenshots has like a couple of hamsters singing karaoke, which, you know, I think, look, we all like robots blowing stuff up, but sometimes you need hamsters singing karaoke. Essential. It's code in a box. It's a hamster game. Look at it. Alright, let's jump into the Let's Get Physical spotlight. Remember, if you're showed off in this series, then at the end of this episode, you'll be with the chance of winning a physical Switch game. I guess I better think of a prize right now. Destiny Connect. I remember I have that somewhere. Yeah, Destiny Connect is going to be the prize this month. Now, firstly, me though, here's a game I've been wanting to talk about for a while. We've got Dex. Yes, Dex is a cyberpunk side-scrolling adventure with RPG elements to it. It's a bloody good game to boot. It's got a lot of style and plenty of freedom in how you play the game. You can be a hacker, a wordsmith, or a gun-wielding badass. It is up to you how you approach it. This release from Red Art Games may very well be one of their best. With their release, you also get a nice cover sleeve, at least from their website, and some really nice interior artwork, which I almost chose for the theme a couple of weeks ago. If you're in the UK, you may be able to get this from retailers such as base.com, but if you want the card sleeve, and you don't live in the UK, then head over to redartgames.com, where you can pick up this really good game with the sleeve, and also get 10% off any of their items from their website with the code SWATCH10. That's not an affiliate link or anything like that, it's just something we organized for you guys. Alright, on to you. Now, firstly, apparently, some game called Monster Hunter, I don't know, some niche, weird game released last week, so I think I better do a quick roundup of that first. Lucasone, McLaren, Neverbirth, Panzer Thief Zero, Raven Knight, Renato Ferres, Shoyu, Sosha, Stevie, The One. And there's a good few more to boot, but they sent in their pictures a bit too late for this episode. I'm sure we'll see a lot more next week. Anyways, let's delve in a little more. Extranathor sent in this photo of some really nice imports. I don't know if you used our links or code, but thank you if you did. They have 2 PlayAsia exclusives up there at the top, still in stock as well. Plus Final Fantasy IX, pretty much it's the most popular import release of all time at this point, I'm pretty sure. McLaren sent in this photo of Brothers from Super Rare. I'm guessing that this is the early bird edition if you're part of that exclusive club. Chew It! Many thanks for using our codes on a few of these games. Nice to see Scourgebringer out and about. Great game if you're into action, and a nice collector's edition to boot. Bruno Silva picked up a game that I really want, but I'm remaining stubborn that I won't get it until the first 2 games in this sub-series are out on the Switch in the West. Steven665, many thanks for using our codes on a couple of these games. The much cultured waifu uncovered. The next game in East Asia Soft and Funboxers partnership is up for pre-order now. Block Knockers. Very cultured. Cookie Corey sent in this photo, some cool games. Disgaea 4 Complete is a brilliant tactical RPG and will provide countless hours of content. I love those games. Yusha picked up these games, including the limited edition of Root Film, which I believe is exclusive to Funstock. I don't know about PQ limited editions, they're a bit of a pain to keep track of sometimes. Exec Santa Tartaruga picked up Creeks from Super Rare, a fantastic looking puzzle game, brilliant art style as always from that team. Ibrahim sent in this, the collector's edition of Cotton, fantastic, although I do want to point out something a little unfortunate. The Asian version that was supposed to have English well, it's just the Japanese release with a sticker over the age rating, so yeah. Weird release all round, great game though, and language is really, it's inconsequential, don't worry about it. Tommy Mayers picked up some fascinating imports. I'm definitely wanting to get all these at some point, maybe not the best games ever, but very solid, and I love the obscure. I need that football management game. Anton picked up these games. We don't see Toki CE too often these days, but it's one I would like to add to my collection at some point. It was going really cheap last year, and I wonder how its price is now. Transient Image, big love for using our links and code to pick up the lovely looking If My Heart Had Wings from PlayAsia, thank you. Visipan was one to grab the collector's edition of Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town, and was nice enough to show it off in all its glory. Very lovely indeed. Man, I love a good notebook. Exec Ganicus showed off a couple of exemplary physicals with Hades and Creeks. Bo didn't show any Switch games, but the Toy Collection, it turns out, is not going to be the final 3DS game that we thought. Pixel Heart just announced an awesome shooter that is getting a 3DS physical alongside the Switch version. Joel Parker imported Crash 4 from the US. It is ridiculous this did not get a European physical. I have no idea what they're thinking. Exec Boombox picked up these games. They're getting some great titles, and it's nice to see Wallachia and Tanuki Justice there, the European versions. Exec God of Resin got a couple of super rare alongside Hades with a surprising resurgence of a Remy Law. Seen that in the past couple of weeks. I wonder if it's because it popped up during the interior artwork theme. Colton showed off these, Hades showing a nice booklet that came with it, and Stardew Valley. I always appreciate those little touches, even if they can't replicate manuals of old. Adam J picked up a game that I gave away last month, Road to Guangdong. Really like that purple hue of the art style. Andrew Kelly picked up Grindhouse edition of Baobab's Mausoleum. I'm super excited. I'm super surprised Peggy allowed a cigarette on the front cover. These age rating boards have some like weird guidelines, like, you know, in ESRB, covers are not allowed to show guns that are pointed straight towards the audience. But if they're pointed like slightly, you know, awry, then it's fine. I don't know, it's weird. These are kind of rules where I think people in those positions, they just kind of want to look busy. I have that problem in my work where everything is perfectly fine, but there's always like a rule change or like an adjustment, however questionable, just because the people in charge just want to look like they're doing something useful. You gotta look busy, guys. Look busy, yeah? Marcos Blanco, thank you for using our links and code on some of these games. Some great games, of course. I definitely need a Capcom belt action in my collection. Nandroid showed off some lovely collector's editions, including Prinny. That was a popular one when it first released, and I appreciate you took the time to put the little Lego dude together. Makara No used our links and codes on some of these games, many thanks. I think it's about time I picked up Immortals. The price is really quite low right now for what is considered a very commendable game. Cyan Wisp showed off these games of limited run stuff. I wonder if those were blind boxes. That reminds me, I think my blind boxes arrived in England, and I can't wait to actually open them in about 2 years, if I still remember I have them. And finally, we have Danny Boy, who showed off some very nice low print stuff, including a game I'm not particularly fond of, but I appreciate the artwork, Castle of Heart. The First Press Games, they do some quality products. Alright, time for another roundup. Brian D. Mills, Rich Bergin, Jason Woodbury, Craig Morgan, Lars, Chris Hepburn, Sabderabin, Luna Rhythm, Remy X, Ming Q, Cartoon Soren, Retro Yoshi, Professor Loney, Marty Ma, E-Rock Z, Gonzalo Garrido, Max1216, Peter Clark, Yo Daddy. Alright, thank you ever so much, guys. Send me your pictures on Twitter at SoWhatAboutGame. You can DM me, or you can tag me in a post and use the hashtag Let's Get Physical. And also, we have an email, guys. Remember, it's a new one, SwitchWatchSpotlight@gmail.com. Don't use the old one, it's rubbish. Plus, we have a Discord, which is a nice way for us to have a chat with you guys, and you can send your pictures there in the submission section. The Discord server link is below. I think I may do another theme in the coming weeks. I'm not entirely sure when or what, but please get your theme suggestions in. I would like to know what you want. There's just one thing left to do. Who is the winner of Destiny Connect? It is... Canuck! Thank you, Canuck. Please contact me via the same way you submitted your pictures, and I'll sort you out. If you've already got Destiny Connect, then maybe I can change it for something else. I don't know. I'll have to see. Right, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of New Physicals and upcoming import. Special thanks to our executive producers, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Jonathan Rumo, Ganica, Santa Tartaruga, Alolan Jojo, Alexander Cato, J Cross 7776, Alyssa, Punky Dooster, and our brand new executive, Michael Del Polito. Michael, please get in touch with us in some way. I need to have a chat with you about your pick of the weeks coming forward. Many thanks for watching, guys. If you watched all the way through, you are a beast. And, you know, the longer you watch, the more YouTube likes us and, you know, suggest our videos to other people. So if you watched all the way through this monster episode, thank you ever so much. Because Ninja Gaiden was like the pick of the week for a lot of people, show me who you are if you watched all the way through with a little ninja emoji, then I know who you are, so I can say thank you to you. Alright, guys, please check out our other stuff. Here are some videos. We'll see you guys over there. Have a good one.